Oh boy, did I drop the ball. Hey guys, I am the anxious girly, and today I want to talk about a mistake that I made a couple of days ago. Something that I knew I shouldn't have done, I should have avoided at all costs, but I did it anyway, and here we are. Firstly, I want to say if I look sweaty, it is because it is hot in the UK right now. 9 months ago, I swore off anything that would affect my mood, and that included alcohol. Well, a couple of days ago, I thought it would be nice to have a couple of drinks with a friend of mine. And it was nice. It was nothing heavy, nothing like that. But the conversation turned to past connections with other people. In my tipsy state, I started to think about somebody that I still care about, but know deep down we're not good for each other. It was very much an anxious, avoidant cycle, which many of you know that is never really a cycle that works out well for either parties. A couple of months ago, I shut the door on this person because they walked out on me during my crisis. The situation we were in was not healthy for either of us. We both deserved better. Now, who's the plonker who's reached out? I got very anxious, and old feelings started to stir when I didn't get a reply, which is never really good. Instead of feeling sorry for myself and dropping into old patterns, I thought, let me analyze this. Let me sit with it. The more I've done that the past couple of days, the more I've realized that, number one, I'm beating myself up way too much for making a mistake. I am human. On social media, we seem to have this perspective of if you're healing, it's going to take you from here all the way up to here. But what's in between is not a straight line. Sometimes it's barely an incline. And if you're going through a similar journey where you're having to tackle some demons, if you think it's going to be clean sailing from wherever you are absolutely wrong. And I don't mean to upset you in any way, but that's not how it works. You are going to make mistakes. You're going to feel frustrated with yourself. You're going to lose people. Some people are going to think you're insane. And I truly mean that. There are people who look at me and what I do now and the way I hold myself, and they think I have lost the plot. And that's okay. When it comes to me and making my mistakes, firstly, I knew hand on heart that me giving up alcohol was not going to be for the rest of my life. Not because I'm a raging alcoholic, because I enjoy having a social drink with friends. I thought enough time had passed where I would be able to handle a small amount and not get inside my head. Obviously, I was proven wrong. There's still a fair amount of sludge in there that involves this person that I need to work on. Do I still have a lot of love for this person? Maybe. But their actions show me that there's never going to be a viewpoint outside of their own. They're never going to be able to see the woods from the trees. And that's a scary mindset to me, especially now. I made a mistake, and when I reached out, I didn't instantly regret it, but the way I was feeling with my body when they didn't reply was fear almost. Fear of abandonment, fear of never being chosen. And I think that says a lot more about me than my dynamic with this person. I think the reason why I reached out was because I want to be wanted by someone, not necessarily this person. When I truly sit with it and when I truly sit with what I had with this person, it was not healthy. It wasn't good for me. Hell, it wasn't good for them. So why would I want to re enter that? Yes, it's embarrassing to sit here in front of a camera and admit all of this. Nobody wants to do it. I think a lot of people get themselves into these situations and they don't want to admit the reason why they hooked up with their ex was because they have abandonment wounds, they have core wounds that they can't even process. It's about being self-aware enough to make these mistakes and learn from them, really learn from them. I'm not saying that everything we do has purpose, but we're taught to believe that every action we make defines us, right? So if you do make a mistake in this healing journey, don't just fall on your face. Don't sit there in the embarrassment for too long. Don't sit there wallowing. Sure, let those emotions out. If you're sensitive like me, you gotta get back up, stand on your own 2 feet, and keep climbing. Because I'm telling you now, it's not going to be the last mistake that you make. For me, the way a human handles mistakes says more about their character than them not making mistakes in the first place. If you are able to hold your hands up and say, look, I screwed up, but I understand why, and I get it now. Depending on the nature of what's happened, I've got a lot of time for that. When it comes to healing, I need you to remember that you are human, and to be human is to be messy, to be wonderfully messy. And you know what? Maybe the healing journey never ends. Maybe it is just about becoming more comfortable with making mistakes. Maybe healing isn't about the end journey. Maybe healing is being more comfortable with mistakes that you make and being able to learn from them quicker. So the next time you feel like you are stuck, neither going up or down, wondering if you're ever going to get to that version of yourself that you have in your head, you will. It takes time and it takes a lot of courage. So keep going and keep making those mistakes. I've been the Anxious Girly, guys. If you like this episode, drop a like, comment, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, bye.